looks like a PJ top.
Your breast stinks.
Well, he's a dog. He licks his own body.
That's not what you wanted.
Is it dead on?
Okay. Hey, there's somebody here. Who's it? Hi.
It's me, I died.
You? You're online?
I said I died.
Phones. Oh. Sorry, I had something in my throat. Oh, they're gone.
Oh,
Or are they?
where are they?
If you're here, put in the chat and hit the subscribe button down below.
What if we've already hit the subscribe button?
Hey!
If I hit it again,
Hi!
Hi,
London's here. Hi, London. Everybody say hi.
Hi. I'm not Hi.
Hi, Landon.
Hi. Hi. Ollie's here too, but he's chewing on his sloth. Sierra's about to open the book. Sierra, open the book. Whatever could it be? It's a shocking surprise. Ooh. Are you going to reveal to us what the title of the book is?
Fire NATO.
Can't just let this tape stay on it.
Today,
The Tale of Three Trees.
The Tale of Three Trees. Oh, that's a good one. What's the thing? What's the thing? We're all waiting with bated breath.
December 20th. The Tale of Three Trees. New game.
Ooh.
It logged you out.
What?
It logged you out.
Oh, no! Come back, little computer. It didn't actually log me out. We're still live. Excuse me. New game. We're not telling what the new game is.
That's her video.
It's not. It's called a surprise. Hey, there's two people. Is it Katie?
Hi, Katie.
Katie, if it's you, send a message. Knock once for yes and twice for no.
It's Katie.
It went away again.
Jinx. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
I know that wasn't typed in right. Yep, hold on. If anybody knows why it keeps kicking me off, let me know. All right. If you know how to fix that, tell me.
Put it in the chat
Put it in the chat.
where we can't read it because
The
it keeps logging.
Tale of Three Trees. All right. Here we go. Shut up if I cry. Mind your business. All right. Once upon a mountaintop, three little trees stood and dreamed of what they wanted to become when they grew up.
There's 4 people on.
Oh, hey, who else is here? Hi, Camry. Camry's the stalker. Stalker. Surprise.
Who's the 4th person?
I don't know. Now there's 5. Who else is watching? Put in the chat who you are and hit the subscribe button down below.
Did you say Cameron's here?
Camry's here.
Hi, Cameron.
Hi,
Katie.
But there's 5 people on.
Hi, Cameron.
Okay, I'm going to start that again. Once upon a mountaintop, 3 little trees stood and dreamed of what they wanted to become when they grew up. The first little tree looked up at the stars twinkling like diamonds above him. I want to hold treasure, he said. I want to be covered with gold and filled with precious stones. I will be the most beautiful treasure chest in the world. The second little tree looked out at the small stream trickling by on its way to the ocean. I want to be a strong sailing ship, he said. I want to travel mighty waters and carry powerful kings. I will be the strongest ship in the world. The third little tree looked down into the valley below where busy men and busy women worked in a busy town. I don't want to leave this mountaintop at all, she said. I want to grow so tall that when people stop and look at me, they will raise their eyes to heaven and think of God. I will be the tallest tree in the world. Years passed. The rains came, the sun shone, and the little trees grew tall. One day, 3 woodcutters climbed the mountain. The first woodcutter looked at the first tree and said, "This tree is beautiful. It is perfect for me." With a swoop of his shining axe, the first tree fell. "Now I shall be made into a beautiful chest," thought the first tree. "I shall hold wonderful treasure." The second woodcutter looked at the second tree and said, "This tree is strong. It is perfect for me." With a swoop of his shining axe, the second tree fell. "Now I shall sail mighty waters," thought the second tree. "I shall be a strong ship fit for kings." The third tree felt her heart sink when the last woodcutter looked her way. She stood straight and tall and pointed bravely to the heaven. But the woodcutter never even looked up. "Any kind of tree will do for me," he muttered. With a swoop of his shining axe, the third tree fell. The first tree rejoiced when the woodcutter brought him to a carpenter's shop, but the busy carpenter was not thinking about treasure chests. Instead, his work-worn hands fashioned the tree into a feed box for animals. The once beautiful tree was not covered with gold or filled with treasure. He was coated with sawdust and filled with hay for hungry farm animals. The second tree smiled. Hold on, I gotta lose this cover. It's messing me up. The second tree smiled when the woodcutter took him to a shipyard, but no mighty sailing ships were being made that day. Instead, the once strong tree was hammered and sawed into a simple fishing boat. Too small and too weak to sail an ocean or even a river, he was taken to a little lake. Every day he brought in loads of dead, smelly fish. The third tree was confused when the woodcutter cut her into strong beams and left her in a lumberyard. What happened? The once tall tree wondered. All I ever wanted to do was stay on the mountaintop and point to God. Many, many days and nights passed. The 3 trees nearly forgot their dreams. But one night, golden starlight poured over the first tree as a young woman placed her newborn baby in the feed box. "I wish I could make a cradle for him," her husband whispered. The mother squeezed his hand and smiled as the starlight shone on the smooth and sturdy wood. "This manger is beautiful," she said. And suddenly the first tree knew he was holding the greatest treasure in the world. One evening, a tired traveler and his friends crowded into the old fishing boat. The traveler fell asleep as the second tree quietly sailed out into the lake. Soon a thundering and crashing storm arose. The little tree shuddered. He knew he did not have the strength to carry so many passengers safely through the wind and the rain. The tired man awakened. He stood up, stretched out his hand, and said, "Peace." The storm stopped as quickly as it had begun, and suddenly the second tree knew he was carrying the King of heaven and earth. One Friday morning, the third tree was startled when her beams were yanked from the forgotten woodpile. She flinched as she was carried through an angry, jeering crowd. She shuddered when soldiers nailed a man's hands to her. She felt ugly and harsh and cruel. But on Sunday morning, when the sun rose and the earth trembled with joy beneath her, the third tree knew that God's love had changed everything. It had made the first tree beautiful. It had made the second tree strong. And every time people thought of the third tree, they would think of God. And that was better than being the tallest tree in the world. Yay, that's a good story. I love that book. Yes, The Three Trees, the tale of the three trees. The end. Who's still here? It only shows 2. Put in the chat. Who's still here? Flo? Flo? Where are you, Flo? Yay, it's Lennon. Lennon's here. Who else is here now? There's 3. Who else? Who else? Only Lennon? Is he brave enough to reveal himself? Katie, knock once for yes and twice for no. Are you still here? We don't know. All right. Good night. Night, Lennon.
We love you, Jess.
Have a good night. Love you. Well, I don't know. Nobody else is talking. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys. See you later.
See you
Love
tomorrow.
you. Bye.
Bye. In the scene.